welcome to the Daily Think Share. So my name's Zach. I'm here to bring to you what I've been thinking about, sharing about, talking about, listening to that I don't have time in math class. Today I'm here with my friend Pete. We're at one of the houses that he and his brother have invested in. It's a multifamily house, and as you've heard me talk about before, real estate is a pretty cool way to use money to make money. And so I was going to ask him a question here today that I think is a pretty cool story. So Pete, I apologize ahead of time. The interview is upside down. What got you into real estate? Like how did this happen?
So basically, I started off looking and working in the professional world.
Yeah.
And I started investing in 401ks and the conventional, retirement savings funds. And you have these things where you put money in and there's no guarantees that you're actually going to get anything out of it at the end. They tell you right up front that, this is, assuming the market trends in your favor.
Yeah, and hopefully you get 7% every year.
Yeah, but you could get nothing.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the end of the day, I could end my career, 60, 65 years old and have absolutely no money or nothing to show for it. And I said, well, why would I do that when I could kind of go through and have something of substance at the end of those years? And then at the very worst case, the market doesn't do well, it doesn't perform well, I still have a roof over my head that I can live in, and survive, So that's where my mentality came in for purchasing the houses.
And you said one of the first things that you kind of fell into is the situation with your grandfather.
Yep. So the way I actually got started into it was my grandfather was looking to sell his multifamily house, and it was a situation where he kind of told everyone, "Oh yeah, we're gonna sell the house," and year passed. No activity had been moved, no progress.
And this is while you and me were at UMass together?
Yeah. And finally we got to a point where my brother was graduating college and he was in a position, we were both looking for apartments. We go, you know what, why don't we talk to the grandfather and see if maybe he's still willing to sell the house.
Yeah.
And then naturally, since family was now asking for the house, he felt like it was safe and it was a good time to let it go type deal, because we could keep it in the family.
Yeah, it seemed like you had a hard time letting it go.
A little bit. Yeah.
So you had a multifamily house. Now, what made you? Had you thought about just living it with you and your brother in both the sections?
Yeah. So basically, the way the multifamily had worked in the past is my grandfather and my grandmother lived in the top floor, and then rented out the bottom as a way to pay for basic living expenses. And then we kind of looked at it and we go, well, we could live separately and have our room and all that, or we could, make a little bit of money and rent out the bottom and kind of deal with each other, just being siblings and obviously, doing your thing.
Now, were you ever scared about becoming a landlord?
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of
doing it for so long.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of concerns, but it all comes down to talking to people. And really, when you meet face to face with someone, understanding your interaction and being able to read people.
Yeah. So
if you can get someone that you're comfortable with renting, you can sustain a conversation and kind of, get a good feel for it. Then, I find that you get the legal paperwork, you do the steps that you need to do to have a professional contract. And, at the end of the day, yes, things can go wrong, but you're setting yourself up for success, hopefully.
So I'm glad I got to have you guys meet Pete. So if you have any questions or anything further, you can contact me and I'll forward the messages over. He watches this every once in a while. Do you know what we say at the end of every episode? It's all right.
Put me on the spot.
It's all right. No, I'll just erase this part. So the last thing I'll do is I'm just going to turn my face to you and you just say, stay weird. I usually salute the camera. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So thank you for watching. If you watched the whole thing, if you liked it, give it a like. If you want more, subscribe and
stay weird.
Later.